So as a lot of you longtime AlphaChuds listeners know, during the election last year, I had the opportunity to talk to now President Trump. And at the time, I was let's just say, we vibed. And he when he said we're gonna have free IVF, I thought he was serious. Ditto about not cutting Medicaid and about peace in Ukraine and Gaza. It turns out, no, that's my bad. But I mean, there was simply no way to know. He said a thing, and I had my guy check Chat GPT, and it was like fine, yeah. And then when he said like we're gonna deport sick babies, I thought he was joking, and he was like, I'm gonna do the biggest tax hike in history via tariffs and tank the American economy. I mean, I laughed at the time. It's pretty funny. But that part he was serious about. So I kind of got the serious and the joking stuff flipped. But I think that's like a byproduct of like I have an open mind, like an extremely open mind. Hey, ask ChatGPT if there's such a thing as having too open a mind, and just like, anything come in, anything come out. Probably not, though. If I had one flaw, it's probably being, too open and curious, and really wanted to hear both sides. So I had Trump on, and I think it shows that he's brave, that he selected this friendly atmosphere to come and chat. And we proved him right. Sure. Not much pushback. And yeah, I mean, the Harris campaign reached out and tried really hard to come on the show, and I thought it'd be funny to just like give him the runaround and like not ever have her on. And I got to be honest, I was like a little worried that she was going to say stuff like that I didn't understand, or that I did understand, and then I'd like it, and then like my listeners might like it, and then vote for her. Which, I just guess I didn't want, because the other guy's a guy, and like I went, we go to UFC together. And that seemed more important. Also, man, he's just so confident when he says things. Even if the things don't really have anything to do with what I asked, just so confident. And like, man, I feel like a thing he and I have in common is like, he just remembers and does like what the last thing he heard was, And I feel like that's a big part of the Alpha Chud podcast is like, I have guests come on and they're very confident. And I'll be like, wait a second, I once had a thought that was different than that. And they're just like, nope. And I'm like, cool, okay, now I've updated my worldview to this. So, I mean, when Trump said stuff, I was like, I mean, yeah, that sounds great. I can't believe you're going to get peace on day one in all those countries. And then I forgot. I think someone had once said that was implausible. Yeah, I don't know. If I try to live charging forward, that's the Alpha Chud way. But if I had any regrets, like there was that time that we were all making fun of Biden for talking about how there were airports in the Revolutionary War and like couldn't believe it, right? It's so dumb. And we're like, this guy can't be fit to be president. What a fucking idiot. And Yeah, we looked that up. It was Trump who had said that, but we just breezed by it. And in retrospect, maybe I could have brought that up to him, when I talked to him. Just be like, hey, you said this insanely stupid thing, and then we made fun of it until we learned you had said it, and then didn't want to talk about it anymore because it made you look bad. But do you stand by the airports and the Revolutionary War thing? But whatever. I'm Monday morning quarterbacking, so there was simply no way to know. So anyway, when he was maybe lying or just not being truthful enough, I shouldn't have believed him. And when he was telling the truth about horrific stuff, I should have believed him. I just flipped the two, so it's just like a classic blunder. At least it's both sides is balanced. Man, he. I just want to be clear. He said a lot of things that I wanted to hear, so I really liked that. And then he'd randomly talk about like a dead golfer's penis, but man, when he was dialed in to saying the stuff that he was pretty sure I wanted to hear, I really liked hearing it. I mean, he definitely said some buzzwords I respond to, like low tax, and not being a sucker. So you got, what am I going to do? Argue with the buzzwords? I mean, they're buzzwords for a reason. They like someone's hitting, a buzzer in Jeopardy correctly, giving the question, which I've never really understood. I feel like they should be giving the answer on Jeopardy. The whole thing's backwards. But again, balance, flip-flopping, so I'm not the only one. I think probably what I'm most disappointed about is I was kind of given the impression that we'd be able to say slurs again if he won. And I have found out the hard way that actually nothing's changed. I could say slurs before, and I did all the time, usually off mic. And if I said it on mic or, like at a performance, it's I just call people snowflakes, and blame them for reacting. But what's weird is now, like, there's been no law change, but I can just still say slurs. But there's not. What we need is like a law that forces other people to not judge me for saying what they think is bigoted. Like, they shouldn't be allowed to think less of me. I thought that's why Trump would be worth it. Would like just make people like the way I think and talk. I don't know if, and he may be working on some executive orders on that front. I wish my kid's teacher didn't give me side eye every time because of that thing I called her once. Should be a law. I think we can fix that with a law. So remains to be seen. Maybe he'll make it so that I can keep saying slurs that I was definitely saying before the election, but like nobody can complain about them. Then I think like the tanking the economy and the concentration camps would be worth it. I think again we're all about balance and realistic trade-offs here on AlphaChuds. Oh yeah, it was weird. I thought we were going to get the Epstein files. That was like another, because Biden didn't release them, so I didn't think Harris would release them. So it's like, I mean, Trump will release them. Like, that's why QAnon loves him. I just want to see what's in there. I bet there's some kooky people in there. So that's been a bit of a disappointment. Okay, sure. So obviously Trump's in the Epstein files. I mean, I'm sure there's some other innocent people in there too, but like, don't they have like black markers? Can't they like redact his name and all the pictures of him doing stuff? Just color it all in, and then release what's left, like to protect the innocent. Obviously, just redact his name no matter how many times it's in there, and probably stuff around it in case it's really clear it's him, but you're just redacting the name, and then like all the sex trafficking stuff and the child rape stuff, like it's still in there. And then maybe it mentions like where they are. And you're like, oh, probably blank at Trump Tower might be Donald J. Trump in the Epstein files. But so yeah, I just feel like they could just redact all that. So much of it, maybe that's why they're not releasing them, is it would just be these like blacked out pages because they can't go like a couple sentences without something that mentions Trump or a Trump property or someone who worked for Trump but then was sold into sex slavery to Epstein. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm disappointed he's not releasing them, but like, I get it. You know, if he's in there innocently, but he's just in there so much and it looks so bad, then yeah, you don't want to give the, like woke, protect the children types ammunition. So yeah, I regret not having Kamala, ChatGPT. What is it? No, phonetically, Kamala Harris on, because I thought it would be a bad contrast, right? Like we don't want people to hear what she sounds like so soon after hearing what he sounds like. Plus, like, you can't pick your listeners, right? I'm respectful for the whole Chud pack, but a lot of them don't seem to like hearing women on the show. It sounds really good when she talks. It's like all coherent and stuff, and so yeah, I wanted to protect my listeners from that. I don't know what I was saying. Can someone look that up? Someone play back the tape. Guys, help me out. I'm sorry, I spaced out entirely. Where are we at, people? Look, literally, I will agree with the next thing someone says. I've just come out of like a funk, and man, I gotta tell you guys about how you can really open your mind with drugs. Like, I've been doing some drugs recently that left my mind. So, yeah, sorry, someone saying something. Oh yeah, that's really interesting. It's really interesting. Okay, we got a live read of a sponsor as always. Truck nuts. Those hilarious things you slap on the back of your truck. Well, get ready for this. Truck dick. A fully engorged or flaccid dick to go with your truck nuts. I love that they have both options, guys. Because the Chud pack has showers and growers, and we love them all. We want to make sure there's a truck dick for all types. I mean, if you just have the truck nuts, like your F-350 Super Duty is just going to look like it's got like an invisible micro penis, and people are going to laugh. And you did not get that truck to have people laugh at what they think is your invisible micro penis. So you're going to want to consider just getting a fully engorged, realistic dick. I mean, it seems like it'd be inappropriate, but you already got nuts on there, and you probably have some like swear words and like death threat imagery on the back of the truck. Anyway, so that's going to draw the eye, and it'll just be a fun little funny thing for you and your friends. It can be mounted facing either direction. So, it seems like it'd be more anatomically correct to be sort of invisible, hidden by the dangling nuts, pointed toward the front of the car. But then fewer people can see it, only you know. So, like, because if your rear wheels are your truck's legs, and the balls are dangling down, the legs are spread, so you wouldn't be able to see it unless you go with the flaccid option, in which case, depending on the size and what nut options you have, you should be able to see it from behind. But it sounds like most people who order this, who use code AlphaChud20 at checkout, save yourself 20% free shipping. I know who doesn't have free shipping in this day and age, but I don't. Please don't make me get in trouble with my sponsor. But I think the classic, something like 85% of the orders are for fully engorged facing back. So it's just it's a clearer image. It lets people know what you think is funny or not hot, I guess. Whatever. If you don't understand the appeal, you probably don't have truck nuts. And if you've got truck nuts dangling off that baby, why would you want to leave dick on the table? You can just get truck dick to go with your truck nuts. I mean, I feel like I'm pushing down an open door here, people. Just upgrade your nuts to nuts and dick. Is that? Oh, I accidentally stumbled into the slogan that is actually in the copy. All right. And back to the show. I really like how my voice sounds on a microphone with headphones. It's great. I just podcast because I like the sound of my own voice. And if I run out of things to say, people don't seem to care. I mean, this what are we? 2 hours and 45 minutes into this episode, and I've said like 4 things of substance. But I did agree with several different people, even the ones who disagreed with each other. So, it's thought-provoking at least. You got a lot of time when I'm not talking to think for yourself. And that's, if anything defines an alpha chud, it's being thoughtful and really weighing both sides, which comes back to the Trump versus Harris thing. We just tried to be thoughtful, weigh both sides. We only heard from one of the sides. So, hindsight's 20/20. I guess I shouldn't have had just one of them on, or maybe like if I had one on, I would have like followed up about the Revolutionary War and I don't know, asked him to like explain one thing and like stay on topic and just see, does he know a thing, like a single thing that he can explain all the way through. And maybe, I don't know, if I had like somebody who knew more things than me and my guy over there on the chat GPT, so that you could ask like follow-up questions when Trump just like, blah, 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 which we love. We love his, what do you call his rambling? Something great though. Like he's rambling. Anyway, yeah, it'd be cool to get a guy or gal, but I wouldn't want her to be shrill, to just, like ask him like, hey, what about this thing here? Right? Look at this wire. I'm going to fire somebody. I just ruined my shot composition. But hey, this is an audio medium. It's really intimate. I'm just like speaking right into your skull. Just like when my guests speak into my skull. When someone's just like speaking into your skull, like just go, boop, slips right in. You don't even have to furrow your brow and be like, wait, is that actually true? Or was it just said confidently by a person with very orange skin? That's tight orange skin on their face. And you're like, well, I mean, they're looking good. So obviously they know a lot about neuroscience. Yeah. So anyway, tune in next week. We've got Netanyahu on. Got some fun bits planned. Maybe I'll think of some questions, but that seems like a lot of work. I just want to kind of show up and just whatever he says, just be like, yeah, that's awesome, man. I wonder if he'll want to move to Austin. I need more friends here. I mean, Ken Paxton's fun. We get drinks.